I am a note taker and I love having notebooks around and I love making them cute. So today we're going to look at taking this 4x6 notebook, just a little notepad here that I got from the Dollar Tree. It has multicolored papers in it, and we're going to turn it into a cute little folder here with a slot for a pencil or a pen and our little notebook for notes. Let's make one together. I grabbed these little 4x6 note counts. They're 75 sheets. They're about 3/8 of an inch thick. And as you can tell, they come with multicolored sheets of paper inside. I think they're so cute. And I like to use them just quickly as scratch pads and that sort of thing. But I wanted to bump them up again, not only for myself, but to be able to use these for gifts. In the first pad that I just showed you, I'm using this paper set from Blossoms and Bees by Echo Park, and it comes in the bi-monthly subscription club that I have been in before. And then I also, for this one that we're going to do, the next one, we're going to use, it comes from the same subscription club, Secret Garden by Carta Bella. Carta Bella. So they interchange between Echo Park papers and Carta Bella, same subscription kit, but we're going to use Secret Garden for the one that I'm going to show you all the dimensions for. These are the papers that I've chosen to use, and first we're going to start off with just a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11. We're going to do some trimming and I'm going to show you that, but I'm going with this brown, kind of going for more of a craft look because I really want my papers to take center stage. So I've chosen this piece of paper here with the birds in it, and then we're going to cut out this little cuttable card right here that says, "How does your garden grow?" And that's going to go on the inside. We may also use some of this pink and white on the back side, either the pink and white there or either the pink on the back here to give it also some more color. But let me show you how we're going to trim up our brown cardstock first. You're going to need to do some trimming and some score. So I recommend either having it all in one, like I have this trimmer that has both a scoring blade and a trimming blade, or you may just want a scoreboard in addition to your trimmer. So this, for the 4x6 pad, I know this seems like some weird dimensions, but it's what works. And if you'll also notice, when I have made these, I have given myself a little bit of extra around each of the ends, and you don't have to do that. You may come up with some other dimensions that you can use and that you're happy with, or if you don't have a 4x6 pad, you can make it work. And so, but this is what I've come up with, the one that I'm going to use. So our dimensions for this sheet of paper are 9.5 by 6 3/8. So on this 11-inch side, we want to trim to 9 1/2. Whoops. We'll trim to 9 1/2 by 6 3/8. We'll turn that around. And this is going to be the sheet we need. Now we're going to do some scoring. We only need to score on 3 different places on the 9 1/2-inch side. First, we're going to score at 4 1/4. Then 4 5/8. Then 5. And it should look something like this. Now I'm going to use my bone folder, and let's make these folds very crisp. And we have one more fold right here in the middle that's sometimes challenging to get. I say it's in the middle of those 2 score lines, but don't be upset if when you fold this that you see one piece that is overhanging a second one. Now when you have these pieces with the middle fold and the piece that is hanging out over the edge, that's going to be our bottom piece. I want to fold over in the middle score line. So you should have a score line here and another one there. And then we have this edge hanging out. Take your scissors, and this is where it will depend a little bit on the pen or pencil that you're going to use, that you're going to include. I'm using these mechanical pencils where it's about 3/4 of an inch that I'm going to use as from here the eraser to about the section right here below where the clip starts on it. So again, with this piece hanging out, your 2 score lines, I want to trim about 3/4 of an inch down, and I'm going to trim into that first score line. Make just a little clip. Now let's go down maybe about an inch, and we're going to trim again, snip it to that first score line. So when you open it, it should look something like this. You have these little pieces that are poking out. But now we're going to need our glue. I'm using both my Tombow liquid glue and my 2-sided tear tape. And I've got both of these listed along with all the other products in the description below. So again, with that longer edge on the back side, we're going to open up, and we only want to place our glue and our tape on this piece right here up to the point, and then below the cut line. And you'll be able to see a little bit more as I'm putting the tear tape on. I'm using both tear tape and glue. The tape will help it to make that initial hold, and then we'll have the glue that will give it a more permanent hold. Now we'll take this cover off of the tape. Oops. And now let's put down a little bit of glue. We don't want a whole bunch. And see, I let that go over a little bit at the top. And then we're just going to fold this down. Again, this piece right here on the bottom is the only thing that's going to be attached. We can take this now and fold back on that middle score line. And then remember, we did not put any tape down. You might want to lift it up a little bit, and then you can do that piece back down. There we go. We did not have any on this little piece that we cut out, because this is going to be our slot. It works better when we've got our notebook holding things up, but that makes our little slot for our pen or pencil. So I'm using this cutout piece of paper that is 4 by 6 1/8, and that's how we're going to line that there. And then we're going to place this on front. Now, I had said something about using some of the pink. Let's see, do we want a pink strip on this? I don't know that I do. I think I kind of like it just very simple like this. I'm going to use my tape runner to get this initial piece down, and then I'm also going to use some glue. This is thicker paper. I do like that. And then we're going to place that here in the middle. And we can glue that down. And then we've got a spot for our little card. And I'm going to do the very same thing with some tape runner, and then we'll glue that down. And I'm going to put that right in the middle there. Now I had used my I had used my 1/4 inch tear tape on this inside piece. And now we're going to use the 1/2 inch tear tape to put our notepads on the inside. So I'm just going to kind of push that back down, that little place for my pen. Just gives me room to work on the inside. I'm going to take this notepad and I'm going to take off this front cover. And I think it's made for you to just tear it off, but I'm going to use my scissors and try my best to do a straight edge. We'll see how well I'm going to be able to do this. how far it will let me go. Let's see if I can just take this last little bit and trim it off. Okay. And so like I said, we've got the rainbow of the colors inside, and it's on a it's on a piece of cardstock on the back. So I'm just going to line up my tear tape first, and we are going to use some glue as well. Now, if we're careful, this is still paper and our little cover could get damaged, but if we're able to take care of it and use it long term, there may be the chance that when we use up all our paper, we can put another notepad on it. We'll just have to see as time goes by. Now we will remove all of the little covers on the tape. And now let's put a little bit of our glue along here, again, just to keep everything in place. And now I like to place my notebook close to the center here. And if you want to line it up and then hold that so that it makes that right angle, and then place everything down, because this will be able to fold over. I got some of that paper, there we go. And we just hold it down, hold it in place for a few minutes. I decided to go with a pretty pink pencil with this. Maybe if I could find one that's a blue color, that would go as well too. But this is our little notebook. We've got our little slot for our pencil, and then we can open it up. We have all the notepad here that we can use. These come together so quickly, and they make great little gifts. If you've got some back to school gifts that you may want to give to your teachers, or if you just want to use it for yourself. These are great little notebooks, great little spot that you can write and take notes or do whatever it is that you need to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this. We're going to be making some other cute little notebooks in future videos. I hope you'll join me.